It's my time, it's my season, and I've got a good reason to open my mouth. Gonna let it out, open your mind, grab your friend. Hope you listen to the end. The vibe is good, and learning meets on She Who Speaks.
Hi, welcome to another episode of She Who Speaks. I'm Renee, lover of a good laugh and all things behavioral. With me is Marilyn. She's unassuming but with a good listening ear. And Love Mean, the unstoppable force with an angelic voice. We are so excited to have with us today our sister friend. Her name is Rachel, or
Yes.
Miss Rachel, if you follow her on her YouTube channel. We are so delighted to have you with us today, Rachel. And we're going to be talking about so many fun things. But before we jump in, I wanted to say to those of you who are viewing, thank you so much for coming. If you have not yet subscribed, but you love the content because you've been following us for a while, please go ahead and show us some love by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, liking our video, and jumping into our comment section and just kind of letting us know your feedback. For those of you who know us personally and you have been sending us your feedback through text message, we appreciate it. Keep those coming as well. We are happy that you're having a blast with us. So, ladies,
Yes.
I want to get your opinion. When we started doing this podcast, I was like, how soon should I let people know that I like to play with hair? I had this
You
funny
do.
look. See, listen, I had this experience where when I lived in a small town, there was this gentleman who welcomed me to the church and let me know he was happy that I was here, which I was very grateful for. The only issue was that I was a member of that church. So technically, I wasn't a visitor, but I had changed my hair, so he didn't know who I was. So
Alright.
Oh,
he's like, "So happy you're here." I'm like, "Brother, so and so, it's Renee." I just tap. Oh, I'm like, pay attention to my eyes, and you'll always know it's me. The hair, you can't really.
right.
Tell me what you think, guys. Do you wear weaves, wigs, braids? What's your favorite? Is there any that's kind of like, not for me?
So,
um,
I absolutely love to rock my natural hair. You guys know that. However, I feel like getting braids, it's like a black girl's best friend. I think it's so cultural. I think it's, yes, love me. It's serving us the looks. She's serving us the looks right now. So is Renee. Oh,
Listen,
yes, I see my girl rocking her natural tresses as well. I love getting braids in my hair. I feel like it's just like that good old give yourself a break and look bomb doing it. So
hmm
for me, it's braids. I love braids. I've never gotten into lace fronts before. I do have a lace front that's coming up on my YouTube channel. Um,
oh,
it's a really nice wig, but I'm kind of nervous about how all of my subscribers would actually receive something like that. But I need the break. I'm like, look, I need you guys to acknowledge the fact that I don't care if I have a lot of hair. It doesn't matter what's under this wig, but just the fact that I feel good in it. Like, does it
yes.
always have to be where, because I wear a wig, I don't have hair or I'm not confident in my hair? No, I just need a break.
Mm-mm.
We've been playing dress up ever since we've been like 5 years old. So
Listen,
I like to dress up as a grown woman. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong
girl.
with that. There's nothing wrong with that. For me, I think is I go with season. There's some season. There was a season I used to wear wigs all the time. Like every 2 weeks, I would change it up and do something different. I
Oh.
used to be that was before kid. That was before. And and then I used to be natural and for a long time, and then I cut my hair. Like I'm just going for faces, and now I'm in the phase where I'm growing back my hair. I want to grow back my hair again. So hello Brad. So
Right.
for me, I just go, it depends of my mood or of what I'm feeling. I think before there used to be a stigma about weave wig or for a black woman. But I'm glad
Yeah.
that now in this season of life, everybody's just like, yes, yes, yesterday I had short hair and today I have long hair. Like it's not a big deal anymore. Like you said,
Right.
it's just a part of your accessories. So I'm here
Exactly.
for that.
Marilyn, you tell us. What about you?
Uh, I am such a, I am a wig and weave virgin. I haven't tried any of this before. And to be honest with you, something even more embarrassing is that I've got into like the braids like like last year. So
See?
I've lost
Uh,
my
Last
whole
year.
listen.
life
Wow.
trying to deal with my own hair. Like, oh my goodness. I did perm my hair. Yes, I used the hair crack for a little while, but I stopped and I went back to natural. And but I'm really not against it. It's really like I can do it myself
Hmm.
because I'm not good with all those things. And I know it can be pricey. Let's be honest. So to me, I've never been into it. I've never tried it, but now I'm ready, ladies. I'm ready. As Lovemin said, kids, life. I am ready. Give me the
We're
whip.
ready. We're all ready.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yes.
All right,
No-
all right.
Yep, yep, yep. And don't come first, naturalistas. We still love it. Underneath all this lusciousness,
Of course.
we're
Yes,
We
still with
love
the
it.
people. We just need a break.
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
So ladies, tell me. So we talk about hair. So what is your relationship? What is your relationship status? Is it complicated? Are
Mm.
you in love? Are you in an open relationship? Like, talk to me
I,
about your.
I mean, I guess my relationship with hair is a little dysfunctional because we love each other.
Mhm.
When it's all out, I'm like, ugh, I need to do something with it. And I put it away. I'm like, but come back to me. I miss you. So we're kind of on this little on and off thing. But I love, 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 love my natural tresses. I think I did the big, I think I went natural 2015. And let me tell you, I only straightened my hair, I think once or twice since then. And when I do it, it's almost like, it's so
Uh,
blah. Like it's just so limp. I feel like a little puppy, like a Shih Tzu that got wet, and the little fine hairs are on its head. Because I just love the volume. The bigger, the better. I love
Yeah.
it. So yeah, that's my relationship with it so far.
what about you?
Wow.
What about you, Rachel?
Oh, you know what? I love natural hair. I really, really do. However, it's definitely a love-hate relationship. From a very young age, I've always had very high density hair. So like I have hair for days, you know, and I have a kinky texture. And so it was always a nightmare getting my hair done. My grandfather used to call me carpet head because it was like they just weren't able, and he's Caribbean, by the way, because
Oh yeah,
Caribbean
that makes sense.
no filter.
That makes sense now.
No,
Caribbean
no,
old grandparents have no filter whatsoever. And so I was carpet head because he was just like, she has so much hair. It's almost like you can't even find parts. And so for me, I think that has been the hardest thing about my hair, where although I love it, the density of it is very, very difficult. So I like to put my hair away a lot. Another thing I feel is like I used to love my hair when I was northern, but now that I'm like in the south, in humid, nasty
oh,
trifling country
oh,
bumpkin, Florida, my hair
yeah.
hates this weather. And so wash and goes, twist outs, I can put so much effort into my hair and let it be a hot day. Let God decide to shine down on me. And it's just like everything's a mess. And so I think that's been the hardest thing, is just the humidity in Florida and like being a natural with long, very dense hair.
Hi. What
I
about you?
can I can relate 100% what Rachel just said. Growing up, like let's be honest, my mom, she has two daughters, and I had a lot of hair, long and very thick hair. And for her, I used to see her struggling whenever it was time to do my hair. She was like, okay, come here, let's do this. So for me, already in my mind, it translated as like not being
Exactly.
proud of your hair. I didn't like my hair because I saw that it was making my mom struggle, and that for me to like ladies, even in my 20s, I'm not afraid to say that I've cried in front of the mirror trying to tame my hair,
Oh.
like trying to do something, and it's like it's time to go to church on a Sabbath morning, and it's like and it's a lot. So I'll have to say that it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. Some days are really great. It's like,
Mhm.
ooh, okay.
Yes.
But other days it's just horrible. And she talked about Florida, Guadeloupe. So last time I went to my cousin's wedding, it's in the Caribbean too. So I
Oh
went to my
boy.
cousin's wedding, and I was trying to, do the braids, and I was like, oh, let me show them I was done.
Hmm.
I look like a hot mess.
Oh,
After 30 minutes, I look like a hot mess. Like even when they show the picture of this wedding, I'm ashamed. So
Oh
oh
it's
man.
it's really like a love hate. But I have to say that this over the past few years, with all these, like all these movies, and this natural hair movement,
no.
it really has helped me to embrace my hair as it is.
I
So yeah.
agree.
I
I
was about
agree.
to talk about that on the fact that me, I didn't really care for my hair like for a long time, and then to be honest, when I went to HBCU. Hey, Rachel.
Hey.
And I feel like being surrounded by women.
Yeah.
That's where I value the importance of. I feel like Black women in America, you guys don't play with your hair.
Mm.
That's I feel like this is in America that I learned that hair is very important. Before I was like, yeah,
Mm.
I did something, but in America, I feel like you can look like a mess, but your hair needs to be
Together.
that. That's in America that I that I really learned that, and then I'm grateful that I was in this era where woman was not afraid anymore to share the tips about hair, because I
Yes.
feel like back in the day. You used to ask a woman, how did you do that? They used to tell you, oh, I just did a little something, basically
Right, right.
nothing.
I agree. I agree. It was
All
definitely
right.
like
But then thanks to YouTube, all those videos, like to you, Rachel, like taking the
Mhm.
time to show me step by step, what do I need to
Yes,
do with my hair? I feel
Exactly.
like that really helped me embrace it. And then I went through a phase. I was like, okay, I've been doing this hairstyle for a long time. Let me cut it off and just do something new. And now I'm like, I miss my.
that.
So going back to another journey, but because I have people like you, Rachel, I
Mm.
know I can do it. It's gonna grow back. I know what to do, and I know what product to buy and use. So I'm good now. It's not a big deal anymore.
And we know which product not to put in a spray bottle because it burns your throat.
Right. Right.
Okay.
That
You
is
have
so
to watch
true.
you have to watch Rachel's videos to get that joke. It's kind of otherwise it's over your
It's like, yeah, it's like hair treatments. I'm doing everything. But but yeah, I totally, totally agree with that. I feel like back in the days we kind of used to think that growing healthy, natural black hair was taboo. Like it's just something that doesn't really happen. And I like that now it's an inevitable truth that black hair will grow. Whatever you do with it, whether you decide to get a relaxer, whether you decide to do color, or if you want to get braids, or if you want to wear it natural all the time, your hair is growing. So no need to fear that if you go and chop your hair off, it will never grow back again. I think that was definitely something that happened with the relaxers where you cannot retain length because it's so, I mean, it's so over processed. Also, I feel like back in the days, we really did not know how to properly apply those
Yes.
types of chemicals to our hair. And so when you get your first perm, your hair looks fabulous. But after each perm that, all of that stuff touches, it gets thinner and thinner and it gets more brittle. But you're actually dealing with damaged hair on your head. So I feel like going to someone who is very professional when it comes to getting your hair done in that way, that's essential if you want to grow hair in that way.
Mhm.
that is totally true. That is totally true. And we were talking about our experience growing up with our hair. Did you guys have the perception of what good hair is? Is
Mm.
it what it is right now, or was it different when we were a kid versus what you actually think is good hair now as an adult?
Mm.
So
Wow.
honestly, I mine is slowly evolving. I am very conscious and aware that I still have a little bit of stigma to work through when it comes to good hair, because
Mm.
any hair that grows out of your head in a healthy state is good hair to
Period.
me, right? But growing up, I was of the opinion that, yeah, if it has, like, if you're mixed with something, if you're not all the way black,
Mhm.
then your hair is good hair because it has all these waves and it's shiny, and your curls aren't too tight to where it looks like you don't have enough hair on your head. It's this nice flowy
Right.
hair, and if the wind blows and it moves it, ooh, girl, you're winning. If the wind blows and your hair doesn't know, then but I think it's definitely evolving. So now I try not to say, "Oh, you have good hair." Like, I try to say, "Oh, your hair is beautiful," or I
Right.
try to just speak to the thing that I love about it, whether it's the thickness of your hair, the
Mm,
length, the shortness, the whatever of it, because I am aware that I did and still need to work through. Like, one of those little things that I know I'm still trying to work through is, I used to be afraid of I grew up in Jamaica, right? Yet I had a phobia of dreads, like the ones that
Mm.
are like the free form is the right word. Almost,
Freeform.
yeah,
Perfect.
the
Yeah.
free form locks used to kind of freak me out. But now I'm a grown woman and I'm doing better. I'm learning to appreciate the free form, however it forms.
mhm.
And so yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Wow.
From I guess I'm with Renee on the fact that I used to believe that it need to be mixed with something in order for your hair to be beautiful. Because I have a daughter, I think now I'm trying to make sure that from her, she's 4, she just turned 4, and I'm really trying to like to put that in her head. Whoa, your hair is so good, you girl. Like, I'm trying to make it like it's a party. So now she's doing too much, but I'm okay with that for now. She always want her hair to be braid. Like she's really because I really don't want her to go through that journey. I'm as as I can, of course. I cannot control everything, but my goal is really to make sure that to encourage that because I hope that from the jump she just embrace who she is and
Hmm.
doesn't have to go through like us. Like, is it good? Not good enough? Should I have? Because before I feel like I used to use protective stuff to hide my hair, and now I feel like I'm using protesting to express myself. And that's
Hmm.
why for me it's been a journey about my perception of my hair, if it makes sense.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, growing up, you heard about good hair and what's not good hair. In my family, technically I was considered to have better hair, but it
Mhm.
wasn't until I had my son that I really realized how bad it was in the Black community when it comes to this hair concept. And so my son, when he was born, and Black children, when they're born, they could hop in the back seat of family and look like that family for a hot second until they start getting darker and their curls start tightening up, right?
Hmm.
But he looked racially ambiguous for a long time. And the amount of doting that he got from people was alarming to me. Like the way they fetishized him in comparison to my other daughter, who is darker than him, who is definitely a Black girl. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So there was one time I saw a girl coming towards us. We're just coming out of Target, and she sees my son, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, your son is so pretty. He's so beautiful." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." And he was like, and then she says, "What y'all mixed with?" And I said, "We're not mixed." And she's like, "Oh, he don't got that in here." So she said he doesn't
Wow.
have that NIGG hair, and so I was taken aback. But also when it came to because it's not just black people that have this, love for looking half black or half white.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes white people do it too. Like I noticed he would get touched. People would touch his hair a lot without even being asked, and so I think that it wasn't until I saw the way people treated children who
Mhm.
have different types of looks did I really realize that, wow, this like good hair thing is really bad and it's really deeply rooted. And so I try to be as sensitive as I possibly can. Even with my nieces whose hair is like 4C hair, 4B hair, they'll look at my daughter whose hair is also a lot looser and say, oh, her hair is so pretty. I'm like, yes, but your hair is pretty too. And so it's crazy how from such a young age, these little girls see grown adults looking at one child and saying, oh, wow, that kid's hair is so pretty. And they see that too. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that kid's hair is, oh, your hair is pretty too. And it's unfortunate, but we have to do so much work as moms to try to undo all of that. So I even caution people from complimenting my kids' hair. Like, don't say anything about my kids' hair unless you are saying something about other people's kids, because I don't want them feeling any type of selves, like, am I exceptional, am I superior to them because people always come and compliment my hair?
Wow.
No, like we have to live together. So you need to be with your friends, and all of our hair is pretty, all of
All
our
of it.
skin is pretty, all of
I
our noses
agree.
are pretty. Yeah.
Mercy.
Exactly.
I feel like this is this is this is like such a big jump
Mm-hmm.
from um from what we're talking about. And I want to pause too because sometimes I forget that I need to engage your friends who are watching. So go ahead and jump in our comments and tell us what you think. Do you have that kind of bias to good hair versus not so good? Tell us what you think about it as well. But I want to switch gears because we don't have Rachel all the time now, and so I want to get all up in her hair business and ask her questions. Like all of us on here are moms. I want to ask you, did you experience alopecia, postpartum alopecia?
Horribly, horribly.
Really?
Okay,
Like
because
it looked like I shaved the
Oh,
side of my head, and it was bad.
I took
really?
pictures, Rachel, and I remember being so excited to be a mom, and so I would take all these pictures, and sometimes I try to do little selfies with me and him, and all the way back to here, honey.
Yeah.
I look like those little old men
It's
who
not
are.
fair. It's just not fair.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
What
And
did you do
another
what
because
did you do to get it back? Like,
right. I'm taking notes right now.
So,
Let me write it down.
hmm, so I think that making sure that you are taking care of yourself is essential as a mother. First and
Mhm.
foremost, you need that time. You should never feel guilty for that time at all. What I noticed was that if I stopped taking my prenatal pills, you need to write this down. If I stopped taking my prenatals during nursing, my shedding was significant in the shower. And
Mhm.
so I nursed my son until he was about 18 months, and I lost my hair when he was 6 months, but it came back. But once I had my second child, and things didn't crank up as fast as they did the first time, where like I didn't need to worry about my diet as much. I noticed that I had the most significant hair loss when I wasn't taking my prenatals and when I started my
wow,
period. And so if I started my period and I lost so much iron, and I'm not taking my supplements
prenatals.
of any
Yeah.
kind, and I'm nursing my baby, my body is so depleted. I'm not getting any sleep whatsoever. And so when it comes to diet, your hair, your skin, and your nails is the last thing to get any vitamins, nutrients, and things like that. And
Wow.
especially if you're nursing and you're giving vitamins, nutrients from your boobs, like you are literally taking it from your edges and putting it in your breast.
Listen, that makes sense when you say it like that. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Total sense.
Oh, ladies,
so
I had it badly. I'm still in it right now, and my youngest is 2. So
Same.
I
Same.
I don't know. I don't really know what to do. I've started to try to do the rice water
Rice
thing,
water. I heard about that. Yeah.
but I like as it's been like 2 weeks so far, so I don't know yet. And yesterday, Renee will understand. I've seen a video of myself. We were singing at church, and it's not back. It's not there yet. I can tell you from the video that it's not there yet. So, but yeah, it's for the first one, it came back just like you, Rachel. It came back, but the second one, it's really, really hard to get it back. So I don't really know what to do, but I'm trying different treatments, and I definitely started a biotin treatment too, the pills.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you an update in a few months, but
Yeah.
it is bad. It's hard.
Taking notes. Mercy. I feel like we just started talking and we're already out of time. But go ahead. Who got the last question? I think it's like
I was
the.
about to ask her because there's so many questions.
I know. Ugh. Good stuff.
I wanted to know, did you have any tips, for hair care routine? Like, what type of product do you think like women should have, like must have, that thing that we don't do? Like, tell us. I just, I know we can watch your video, but for people that don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So I brought like literally my entire
Hey.
stash. I have two of these over here. And so I think that you guys got to get your hands on this. This right here, I don't know if you can see it. I think it's a little too dark, but this is Curl Smith, and it's a bond builder. Now, I've heard about bond builders as late as like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, but you know how your hair has moisture and it has protein, and you have to make sure you have enough protein, you have enough moisture, and you have enough moisture as well.
Mhm.
But when it comes to this is a bond builder, and so your hair is like built up of many different chemical bonds. And so this is good for overly processed hair. So if you have a bad relaxer, this will help you. If you have like color treated hair and you just went too bright and your hair is very brittle, this is really good for that. And so I would say get into bond builders. That is the best thing that I've ever used, because I did get heat damage some months back, and I think I've been able to like revive my curls a lot since actually trying bond builders. Another thing I would say is just make sure you just set up a very balanced hair routine. If you're tired of your hair, which we all are clearly, get some braids and just keep them in. Like just get rid of it when you're tired of it. Don't shade at anybody who has weaves or wigs, because one day you will be sitting in somebody's seat getting braids and wigs,
Yeah.
because you too have had it too much with the hair. So
Listen.
That is so true.
Just a question regarding the ball that you just talked about. Is it after, like, or after your conditioner, or is it some like a leave-in that you put at the end? How do you use that?
okay, so you have to put this on your hair before you get into the shower and wash it. So like if you've had your hair blow dried or if you did a twist out, just do it right before wash day for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it will completely change your life. It eliminates breakage like almost immediately. So I love it. I love it. It is it's super expensive. This is $30 for 8 ounces. There is another one that I got that was $30 for I think maybe 3.5 ounces. But I promise you it's worth it. And when you try it, you're gonna call me and thank me.
Marilyn and Loveman do really great songs. We could put on a benefit concert for some of these hair products.
Yes.
Um, we'll pass the collection plate. Kind of
It's worth it. I promise. I would have never bought it, but someone in the comment section was like, "Okay, you should try this." I kept getting requested, try it before you cut off your hair after heat damage, because that's usually like cut it if you get heat damage.
Yeah.
So I tried it, and trust me, it works.
Mercy. Well,
Okay. Too bad. I mean, yeah, I'll go buy it right after this recording.
Yeah,
I'm coming to your house to use some.
I'm going to take it.
Yes. Oh no. I have a lot. So if you want some, I'll send you some.
Wow. So, Rachel, we are just absolutely delighted that you came and that you joined us and that you shared. Guys, you have to go follow Rachel's channel. We're going to put it in the description box so that you can go over, give her some love. You will not be disappointed. She sings like an angel. Like I can't say angelic voice because that's Love Mins, and there can only be one. But she sings like, you know,
You got
what's
it.
equivalent to an angel? She sings real well. And so it's fun. Like it's so much fun. So definitely go and check it out. But jump in our comment section. Tell us, did you also have alopecia after you had your child? Because the struggle is real, and we can use all the tips we can get. If you know something that absolutely works for your hair and humidity, let us know. If you heard some crazy stories as it relates to hair, let us know. Just jump in the comment section and just have a good time together. As always, we invite you to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, and give us some hand claps, kind of help us get our content going. And we are just fully enjoying doing this for you. We have gotten some messages for those of you who know us personally. We appreciate those messages too. It really warms our heart. And so we're happy that you're finding ways and routines that involve us and helping us be a part of your lives. We really do not take it for granted. As always, we want you to take care of yourself and each other. Loveman, Marilyn, Rachel, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your week. Bye bye.